assessment of the projects, then budgetary requirement, project personnel requirement, official travel project personnel, subcontracting, training, equipments use, and miscellaneous. All this information will be gathered in a particular specific project proposal for cluster development. So after determining the project proposal, we need piloting. That is implementing the proposals in a limited scales to evaluate, to get their result. The piloting is a very essential part of designing appropriate development intervention. In case of testing or piloting, if any fault is identified, that we can take corrective measures. If any intervention is absent, an instrument is absent, then we can include those in the project proposal phase. Then after piloting, we can evaluate the outcome or effectiveness of the project proposal for cluster development. If we find this is okay, performing better, then we can go for implementation. So in the implementation initial stage, we have initiation stage, we have project intervention, then we get approval from government agencies and get funding from donors or governments, then adjust. After piloting, we can adjust the project, could be cancelled or contribute towards finalization. So this is the initial process of a cluster development project. The project planning process. So we already have discussed all these planning stage, collection of required data, then how to design, how to determine activities. From problem tree, we can identify problem. From log frame, we can identify activities. From project proposal development, we have project plan and all the list of resources required, budget required, purchase list required, implementing agencies and monitoring and evaluation agencies mechanism. Then we have piloting scopes. Then after going after getting positive result from piloting, if any adjustment is required, we can do it. And then after final approval of the project document, we can start implementing. This is the execution process of a project. In implementation stage or execution stage, develop project team, secure resources, then security of resources, then quality assurance, then directing, monitoring, evaluation, communication, adjustment if required. Thus we can execute or implement the development project in a cluster. In the monitoring and evaluation phase, we need some control process. The monitoring control, the integrated change control, then quality control, independent verifiable outcome, then reporting performance, risk assessment, testing, securing final approval, then training, development, documentation, everything. So all these stages, we must have quality control process, monitoring evaluation process. To facilitate this quality control and monitoring evaluation, we need some documentation. This is project report. For example, monthly or quarterly progress report. In this phase of implementation, we have to have a summary report of each component name, number of activities targeted, activities implemented, completed, approved budget and budget spent, physical achievement and fiscal achievement. So this could be an ideal summary report, could be prepared monthly or quarterly for a cluster development project. In this stage, we can see component-wise details report, because in the summary report, we can get a summary of activities, financial and physical report. But in the activities stage, what are the sub-activity, how many of them has been implemented, what are the budgetary allocation for that, how much budget has been spent, and what is the physical achievement after spending the budget. Comments if required. So this is the component-wise details reporting structure. Then we have yearly progress report. If the project is for multiple years, then we may require an yearly progress report or a half-yearly progress report. So here in the screen, you can see a yearly progress report, component-wise, as well as time frame-wise progress report evaluation. Then, after implementing the project, we can come to the closure process. In the closing process, we already say that we have verifiable acceptance of the project, deliverables, and final budget, timing, budget, auditing, operational support transformation, final lessons learned, and transferring the cluster ownership to the leadership group or cluster owners group, and signing off. So in this stage, creating ownership group, what was discussing very important phase. Because in the ownership group creation, several thematic groups may have to be created. For example, working committee for capacity building. For cluster level professionals, entrepreneurs, workers capacity building, we may need a separate group. Then policy advocacy group, committee for research and development, committee for transportation, logistics facilities, committee for access to finance, committee for market linkage, committee for technology adoption, and